Welcome to Super Tuesday. It's presented by Progressive. And this is the SEC on ESPN. Final time, regular season, all season. Rupp Arena, Tennessee comes calling. The rival of Kentucky. They've beaten them more than any team in the SEC. And tonight they deal with one of the best players, not only in the SEC, but the country.
I try to provide them that spark.
Blown by. What a play by Emmanuel Quickley.
He's a killer.
Quickly, left wing, three. Yes, sir!
I'm with IQ.
Playing with as much confidence as anybody in the nation, Emmanuel Quickley. And so is this Kentucky team as we welcome you inside Rupp Arena. Jimmy Dykes, Carl Ravitch, Marty Smith will join us in just a couple of minutes. They've clinched the SEC title again in the regular season. Still work to do for the Cats.
Absolutely. They're tracking a number 2 seed in that NCAA tournament, Ravi, if they continue to win. And from a coach's standpoint, can they get 10 or 15% better between now and that bracket coming out? Defensive rebounding, Ashton Hagen's not turning the ball over, continuing to knock down threes. That's what John Calipari's looking for from his club.
On the other side, Marty Smith, transitional year for the Orange.
Gentlemen, the mantra for the Tennessee Volunteers this season, start over. Head coach Rick Barnes told us today they've had to do so no less than 5 times due to all manner of extenuating circumstances, including player injury. That means guys have had to take on unfamiliar roles, including senior Jordan Bowden. Bowden told me today, man, after all we've been through this season, if we win this thing tonight, it will be everything. And guys, it's not out of the realm of possibility. 14 times in the history of this rivalry, unranked Tennessee teams have beaten top 10 ranked Kentucky teams.
That's the deal we got tonight. Battle for the loose ball. And it's Jordan Bowden in Orange, Tennessee, of course. Nate Sestini, you'll see, starts for Kentucky. Senior night here, and he is the only senior. In fact, this is his second senior night, given he was a senior at Bucknell and is a grad transfer here for Kentucky. Early first foul, and it's called on Ashton Hagens 13 seconds into the game.
And Ashton Hagen is starting off on Santiago Vescovi and just ran right through a screen.
Bowden, the freshman, Josiah Jordan James has been improving. Yves Pons improving this year. John Fulkerson has improved this year, but they have dealt with so many injuries starting really before the season with the loss of Lamonte Turner. He was going to be the leader on the floor and off, and they lost him. Thoracic outlet syndrome. The ball off the leg of Hagens. It'll stay with Tennessee. Give Rick Barnes' team credit, Jimmy. They're 8-8 in conference, and this has obviously been a year in which Schofield left, and you don't have Grant Williams, and you don't have Jordan Bone.
Well, I had their game Saturday against Florida, and they played really well now. Defensively, Rick Barnes' team can hang in the ball game with anyone in this conference. At times, they go through 6 or 7 minute periods where they struggle to score, but they want to keep this thing choked down, and Rick Barnes is a throw the ball inside guy offensively, and that's how you hang in games on the road.
Little issue with the shot clock, so we're now picking it up with 8 on the shot clock for Tennessee. As the shot clock expired. Welcome everyone to Rupp Arena. Dave Fleming, thank you. I'm joined by Jimmy Dykes and Marty Smith. Carl Ravitch, Kentucky, Tennessee, just underway. No scores you can see. And Tyrese Maxey, first bucket of the game. He does it with a left.
Well, Kentucky guards are so good, man, getting between the pipes. Those Kentucky guards, Ravi, at the first matchup in Knoxville made a lot of hard-guarded shots. Maxey just makes the first one for Kentucky tonight.
Santiago Vescovi has the ball. Interesting story where he's come from. As Hagens gets a hand in there. Vescovi is from Uruguay. He went to an NBA Global Academy. Kind of graduated from there. And now he's in Knoxville. And believe it or not, his family has made the trip here. They saw him on Saturday, and they see him here tonight in Lexington. Hagens can't come up with that. Steve Pons, and that is a shot clock violation. Second trip down, but they have struggled. You take a look at Vescovi's family. His sister, Lucia, is there. Pablo, the dad, Laura, the mom. They surprised him Saturday. Quite a scene. We'll show that to you during the course of our telecast. He had no idea but they were going to be there. Kentucky starting five, a team that is rolling. Hagans and Maxey with quickly. They got 3 point guards and make them so unique. Nick Richards has been outstanding, and Nate Sestina gets a start tonight on senior night. Maxey and the foul.
Kentucky's so good on that pin down action with their guards working off of either side of the floor. And this time you see Maxey off the turn and Josiah Jordan-James with a late foul. It's one thing to get beat on the pin down. It's another thing to compound the problem with the foul up top.
6'3", 188 is Tyrese Maxey. And one thing you've noticed over the course of this season with all the games we've seen, his ability to take a body in the paint and still convert. He's got all 5. Maxey averages 14 a game.
Well, Hagans really forcing Santiago to go with that right hand. And that kid is left-handed, 25 in orange, and the offense starts as the trigger guy with him. Hagans already has 1 foul, Ravi, we need to note. Picked it up in the first 13 seconds.
Richards and Fulkerson doing some serious battle on the baseline. Fulkerson, a lefty high arcer over Richards and gets it to go.
That high release now, it's an unblockable shot for a guy that's 6'9". I mean, he gets that thing fully extended with a flip of the wrist over the outstretched arms.
Huge height advantage again for Nick Richards when it comes to Fulkerson on him. Emmanuel quickly's moved to the top of the SEC Player of the Year race. He's in number 5. Hagans the drive, contact, gets the layup to go. It's one of the things they want to see him improve on. You talk about improving 15%, his finishing at the rim.
Yeah, it is, and Hagans the guy that has to manage the game, not turn it over. When those Kentucky guards get the ball going downhill on the catch, they are almost impossible to keep out of the paint.
Josiah Jordan-James, an outstanding freshman, coming off maybe his best game as of all. Bowden throws it up and in. What a play, Jordan Bowden.
A good, strong drive by Bowden, who has struggled in conference play the last 4 ball games. This guy's playing like a high-level guard, and you have to make some of these shots against Kentucky. A determined drive and a hard, tough 2. This time the ball gets a good roll for Jordan Bowden. But if you cannot punch the paint against Kentucky and you play offense around the perimeter all night, you are going to get sent home with a loss.
Maybe a break for Kentucky there. They called that foul on Nate Sestina. Really looked like it was Maxey who had more contact. Free throw missed. And Richards comes up with it, and here we're going point guard, and we're showing why we're not a point guard.
But he secured it.
He kept it alive. Still Kentucky ball. Hagans, nice move. And a block by Pons, who continues his streak of blocks.
E. Pons may lead the SEC in block shots, and he's only 6'6". Go back 20 years the last time that's happened. This kid is elite. And I don't throw that word out too often. But in terms of what he does as a 6'6" athlete, Ravi, asked him earlier today how high he can jump, and in his accent he said, as high as I need to. And this is Rick Barnes' offense right there. They pound that thing inside. And Kentucky has to make sure their transition defense secures that restricted arc to begin with.
If there were a dunk contest in college basketball, you'd want E. Pons.
Yes. Goodness gracious. We have the 2 best defenders in the SEC in this game. Yeah. Ashton Hagans for Kentucky and E. Pons from Tennessee.
Pons 2.5 blocks per game. He's already got 1. This is a team that averages about 6 a game. Quickly, no, but he'll go to the free throw line where he is virtually automatic. Saturday, 2 more big games. Conference tournaments right around the corner. So Kansas takes on Texas Tech in Lubbock. Once again, Beard's team loses, so this is a big, big game for Texas Tech. Jayhawks looking to clinch the regular season Big 12 title and the top seed in the tournament. At 6 Eastern, Carolina and number 12, Duke. Both games are on ESPN and the ESPN app. Carolina leading their game tonight, looking for another victory. And of course, we remember how close and exciting the first meeting of the year was.
Ravi, you and I had North Carolina at Louisville a couple of Saturdays ago, and we said during that game, they're going to clip somebody. And by golly, they're starting to do it right now. That's a North Carolina team more than capable of winning that game.
We saw them when they were banged up and didn't have 2 of their better players. Johnny Juzang, number 10, on the floor for Kentucky. Johnny Juzang, number 10, off the floor for Kentucky. That was quick.
Interesting in this game, both point guards are being forced weak Tennessee is forcing Hagans to go to his left, and on the flip side, Kentucky's forcing Vescovi to go to his right, and very good at forcing weak action.
Quickly, no. And all season long, that's basically been going in. Look at Pons go up and rip that rebound down. Fulkerson, Sestina had his back turned. Nice pass ahead. And Tennessee's on top.
Man, Ravi, what a pass. I mean, there was about an 8-inch window for that ball to drop in. And the effort of Fulkerson, one of the guys in this league that I would love to coach because I know what I'm going to get from that kid every single night. Just absolutely outworks you.
7-0 run for Tennessee. Richards on the bench. Sestina and Montgomery front court. Maxey. Boy, that is such a tough shot. He got it over Pons.
I talked about Kentucky's ability to make hard shots the last time these two teams met. They've already made 2 or 3 of them so far in this game.
Once again, forcing the lefty Vescovi to his right. Bowden shot hasn't been that consistent this year, and it goes to Pons on the offensive glass. Vescovi's 3, in and out. Pushes his quickly, soft touch, no good. Montgomery, another offensive rebound.
How about Montgomery? There was 3 orange jerseys, and Montgomery just went and got it.
10 seconds on the shot clock. Hagans back in the game. Quickly open 3. And he got fouled. He'll shoot 3. Immanuel Quickley gets up off the floor. He'll go to the free throw line, and we will talk about Quickley and the other SEC Player of the Year candidates. It is Super Tuesday after all, so we're asking you to cast your ballots.
It's a familiar story. Allergies ruining your sleep and next day too. Taking Zysol at night relieves allergies while you sleep, so you wake refreshed. Plus, it works faster than Claritin, and on first dose provides the same relief as Zyrtec at nearly half the size. Be wise all. Take Zysol at night.
Success begins with certainty, knowing for certain your logo will look perfect. Trust the promotional product experts at 4imprint, and it'll be right the first time, on time, every time. Guaranteed. For impressions that build trust, engagement that's exciting, and gestures that lead to meaningful conversations. For confidence that inspires everyone around you. Start with certainty. Explore thousands of promotional products at 4imprint.com. 4imprint, for certain.
We are ready for the SEC tournament.
Boy, she's heating up very quickly. An electric atmosphere here.
Only one can cut down the nets.
For Jimmy Dykes, Carl Ravitch, Super Tuesday. Kind of political. We'll stay out of that realm, but we will ask the guys to stand at the podium, make a case for themselves being Player of the Year. Who do you vote for?
Well, it's really interesting this year because I think Immanuel Quickley has made a super charge here. Look at the points per game in the last 4. Right now, he would get my vote. Nick Richards had my vote for a long time, but I think Immanuel Quickley is passing up. You can make a tremendous case for Skylar Mays as well, sitting there with LSU right now, the top 3 in this league. Samir Dowdy for Auburn. No doubt that he's been certainly an all-conference performer. And Mason Jones at Arkansas leads the league in scoring overall. He has been fantastic. I don't know if Arkansas has won enough games in the league for him to be the Player of the Year. Certainly Reggie Perry could be in that conversation. Kyra Lewis, Brean Tyree. I think it's Immanuel Quickley. And will the votes be split between Immanuel Quickley and Nick Richards? It could happen, and a third guy slide in. But you and I and Marty today, we put out on Twitter, vote for your SEC Player of the Year, and it's been heavy, really heavy on mine with Immanuel Quickley, and I would agree right now.
Well, remember Anthony Edwards was getting a lot of attention as Richards gets fouled by Pons, and the comment that was made by Coach Calipari, let's not have a Player of the Year from a team that's finishing towards the bottom, and that's why somebody like Quickley, who you see here was on the ground when he got fouled, and as a result, doesn't get the 3 free throws that would have come with a foul on the shot. Coach Calipari didn't necessarily agree with it, but that's why we did not come out of the break shooting free throws.
Once the shooter returns to the floor, he's no longer a shooter by definition of the rule. So it was the right call. It happened bang, bang, but it was the right call.
Well, Jimmy, there's no question John Calipari wanted clarification on that call because he was not happy. He was incensed in the huddle. He didn't understand why it wasn't a shooting foul. Assistant coach Tony Barbee wondered. Assistant coach Joel Justice ran over and asked the official, and that's where the clarification comes from. They said the contact came after he landed on the ground, as you guys just stated. One other quick note from that huddle. He's telling his young men, you have to be aggressive and go to the basket and get into ponds. Don't give him the opportunity to block your shot.
Good hands, Marty, by Quickly led to a Montgomery stuff. And all the field goals tonight, 12-9 our score, have come inside the paint.
Boy, Kentucky really sitting hard on the left hand of those left guys from Tennessee. And Kentucky, the pressure now, really intense, blowing up dribble handoffs, really pushing Tennessee out, Ravi, right now in that offense.
Vescovi tough shot as he was drifting. Devontae Gaines is in. Look out. Richards had his leg fallen into. He goes to the floor. Now back up. The pressure of Hagans and Quickly and Maxey causing some problems for Tennessee. Vescovi nowhere to go, and he turned it right over. Here's Hagans. Blocked from behind. They're going to get a foul on Gaines.
Doug Sermons, as a trail official, with a goaltending call, signaled the two-point basket was good.
No foul, called the basket good. Sermons was out here at half court, and Devontae Gaines is asking him to hit the glass. 7-0 run, Kentucky leading 14-9.
It just feels like Kentucky is very confident and hot defensively right now. Turning the pressure off on Tennessee, who has had turnover problems, Ravi, 4 out of their last 5 games.
Fulkerson giving up inches, tough fadeaway, tough shot. Boy, Fulke, couple of early baskets here over Nick Richards.
And is playing like an all-SEC player is John Fulkerson. And you're shooting that over a 7-footer. The release is outstanding. The delivery at the apex every single time.
9 points for Fulkerson. That one off the leg of Quickly. It's a turnover.
Let's take a look at that last shot by Fulke. He can go either shoulder into his shot, but once he rises up, watch how high the release is. Man, that's an unblockable shot. Just a little bit of a fadeaway to get away from Nick Richards. But the release, man, the extension, he is maximizing his elevation and the release of that ball as well as he can.
Left-handed Jack Sikma.
Nice call, yes.
Bowden 3, open this time. The arcing shot, no good. Continues to struggle. Jordan Bowden was going to be looked on as the turnover by Kentucky as somebody who could be a reliable scorer. That hasn't panned out this season for the Vols.
Quickly has to have an awareness of what's going on, not only in front of him, but behind him. He has to feel that defender coming and get some help from his teammates.
Travel. Number 34, Uroš Pavlic, who is a 7-footer into the game as we take a timeout here. Immanuel Quickly, get to know number 5 when we come back. The SEC on ESPN.
Okay, I have to say something. With the Capital One Venture Card, you earn unlimited double miles on every purchase every day, not just on airline purchases. Just think about the miles you can earn on things like gifts.
Should I continue?
No, I want to hear this. Or a rental tux with a handsome cummerbund. Double miles on all of it.
Holy matrimony! That's a lot of miles! Ahem. Anyone else speak now?
One more thing. What's in your wallet?
Don't wait for a chip like this to crack your whole windshield. With Safelite's exclusive resin, you get a strong repair that you can trust. Plus, with most insurance, a Safelite repair is no cost to you.
Really?
Safelite Repair, Safelite Replace.
Paying too much for insurance is painful, like getting stuck in the middle seat.
Trees scare me. Who could be scared of a tree? You know what's crazy? Squirrels are crazy. Maybe I was a squirrel in a past life. I don't know. It's possible.
But when you switch to Esurance, you could save an average of $462 and a lot of paying. It's as easy as switching seats.
Really?
Thank you.
I call it my plain cardigan. Hi, Dennis Quaid. Do you want me to keep this up? Because I didn't know if you were going to watch a movie. I didn't see you have one over there. When I was little, I lived in a tent for a whole summer.
When insurance is affordable, it's surprisingly painless.
I've scored some pretty good deals on Poshmark, like the Bread Air Jordan 1. This is my favorite sneaker of all time. I was able to find a pair really easily without spending a crazy amount of money.
Get $5 off your first order. Download the free Poshmark app now and use offer code LOVEPOSH.
Kentucky guard Immanuel Quickley is starting to experience the sweet validation that is a father's favor. Quickly's father, Marcellus, is a devout Pentecostal Christian who until recently felt Immanuel's pursuit of hoops was a detriment to his faith. Marcellus has still never seen Immanuel play in person, but he's coming around. He watches on television and sees in his son key attributes of spirituality: joy, conviction, perseverance, brotherhood, and courage. Quickly was made aware that his father was actually watching him play on television via an Instagram post from a friend, and as he sat there and watched it, he said, "It was like I was in a dream." He said, "My father had never shown any interest in my basketball career at all." And I asked him today at shoot-around, "What impact did that have on you emotionally?" He said, "It was a freeing feeling. I started to live freer and play freer." And guys, what have we seen from Immanuel Quickley since that time? He might well be the best player in the Southeastern Conference.
He had 30 against Texas A&M. He is talented off the floor as well. Plays piano, drums. Also plays the saxophone. He's watching as Johnny Juzang knocks down a three. They have been 0 for their first 4, and he knocks that one down.
And Juzang has not scored a point in the last 3 games for Kentucky. And that Kentucky bench has to produce. There's 2 or 3 things Kentucky, I think, in order to be a legitimate Final Four team. It's the bench production, getting on the rebounds on the offensive and defensive glass a little bit better, and Hagens managing the game.
Trying to get the ball into Plavsic. He's a 7-footer. He's guarded by Nick Richards. To the right hand, Richards blocked it.
Blocked it, ate it up, both.
Keon Brooks on the floor as well as Maxi's 3 drops. Richards hits the ground hard. We'll have a basket and a foul on the floor on Uroš Plavsic. Be careful here. Kentucky's made 2 threes. They got a 9-point lead. And we'll get the ball.
Plavsic with a hard, physical box out. Bam, right there. And you're taught to go hit, find, and fetch. Well, he got the hit part right.
Sure did.
A physical box out by Plavsic and the right call.
7 foot, 240 pounds. It's hard to knock Nick Richards down like that. A 13-2 run for the Wildcats on senior night. Richards open. That ball tipped in, and Keon Brooks may have got it as Plavsic and Richards get tangled up. They'll give Keon Brooks the tap in, so bench player is going to be a big factor for Kentucky in both the SEC and NCAA tournaments. And we've seen Juzang hit a 3 and Brooks with a tip-in.
Brooks has that lively body, man, that can really do damage on the glass. And that last turnover by Kentucky in transition. Hold it right here, guys. Stop it. This is Johnny Juzang, and he right there, number 10. He has to be the vocal guy and saying behind, behind, behind. And Tenon White doesn't do his job and quickly turns it over. But then he comes right back after the timeout and with a lot of confidence, man, just jumps up and strokes it. And that's a really good release, Ravi. His numbers don't dictate how good a shooter this kid really is in his core.
Best game of the year came against Tennessee when he was 4 of 4 for 13 points. He had 3 threes in that game, so maybe there's something about seeing these orange shirts that get number 10 going. Plavsic picked up another foul. He came in and was very physical, but he goes to the bench with 2. And now Richards with an undersized Fulkerson on him. He tries to body him, throws in that jump hook. That's an unstoppable shot for Nick Richards.
And you know what I love about the shot? The contact by Nick Richards to get into the shot. You would not see Nick Richards do that the last couple of years. Now he's looking for the fight, Ravi, and that's a terrific example of it.
13-point deficit. Where do the points come from Tennessee? Jalen Johnson, 13 on the floor for them. Bowden, that's Johnson. There's a three. Jalen Johnson knocks it down, a 30% three-point shooter.
As hard as Kentucky is sitting in the gaps right now against Tennessee, the Vols have to make some of those open threes.
Tennessee 1 of 5 from 3 tonight. Quickly, pretty play, can't get it to go, and Emmanuel Quickly shot. A little rusty early tonight.
Tennessee without a point guard on the floor, and Santiago Vescovi.
Look out, Jalen knocks down another one. Johnson from the corner, and 2 quick threes. And Calipari looks at Johnny Juzang and says, where were you on that?
Can't happen. You gave up a one-pass, first side of floor three.
Can't happen.
Introducing a new podcast, ESPN Daily, hosted by me, Mina Kimes. When you want to go beyond your feed, when you want to get inside the score, when you want to get behind the highlight, there's ESPN Daily. Go deeper into the stories of the moment. Get the exclusive access and insider perspective that only ESPN can give you.
The best sports story all day, 20 minutes a day, 5 days a week.
ESPN Daily. Listen wherever you get your podcasts.
Reaching out for help or talking to someone, it does really work.
After a leave of absence, it's been an emotional week for Blake.
She was 152 in the world.
Unthinkable.
The old record lasted 2 minutes.
It's our Factory Direct Pool and Spa sale at Family Leisure.
Buy now and save big. Higher quality pools, fast professional installation, spas. Now is the time to buy. All spas and swim spas are priced to move.
Factory Direct Pool and Spa sale going on now at Family Leisure.
It's just a quarter, right? But what if Acorns automatically saved that quarter every time you bought coffee for a month? What about a year? 10 years? And what about the change from food, movies, parking, gas? What about the change from everything you buy? And what if Acorns invested it all in the market where it can grow through the power of compound returns? What if you didn't have to change your life to change your life? Then it's not just a quarter, is it?
It's our Factory Direct Patio Furniture sale at Family Leisure.
Spring is just around the corner. Shop now for the largest selection at guaranteed lowest prices. Factory Direct pricing on all of the best brands, hundreds of in-stock sets.
Factory Direct Patio Furniture sale going on now at Family Leisure.
This might be my favorite Nick Richards basket of the season because, man, he went into the fight and initiated the fight with a contact and then spun out of it. And at the other end, man, the first side of the floor, one pass, bam, nothing but the bottom of the net on Johnny Juzang because Bowden is not a drive threat. There was no reason to come off of the corner to give space. And John Calipari with a quick timeout to send the message.
Johnny Juzang's made it 3, but 3 times he's been on the floor and hasn't been able to stay on the floor very long. Montgomery, he's camped out down there, and no good. Good box out and rebound by Pons.
That ball should have been there, though, about 2 seconds faster than it was.
Bowden, pretty move and a finger roll, huh?
And they force him to Bowden to go left. He says, thank you very much. And a strong, long step and a strong 2-footed jump stop play. Well done.
Game of runs. We've seen a 7-0 run from Kentucky, now an 8-0 run from Tennessee. Nobody does that as well as Tyrese Maxey in the conference. A little teardrop.
And no one does it as a team better than Kentucky, Ravi. Again, those guards are lifting up high before they catch the ball, so they're catching it coming downhill. It's such a big separation from the defense when they do.
Hagan's going to pick up his second. That's going to send him to the bench and get number 10 back in, Johnny Juzang. This week, NBA Wednesday double dip tips off Milwaukee, Giannis and the Bucks. Looking for their pace to continue. They're on a pace for 70 wins. They get the Pacers, the 6th seed, 7 Eastern, and Zion. He's been crazy good, and the Pelicans taking on Luka and the Mavs. Zion Williamson, the Pelicans are playing back-to-back games. How they use him and how many minutes he gets will be interesting.
Just the uniqueness of his game, though, has translated probably quicker than even NBA scouts thought that it would. That kid is something special.
Howden with 2 on the shot clock, no good. And Juzang, the loose ball. A lot of late clock shots for Tennessee early here in the first half. Manuel quickly 0 for 5 for Kentucky. Deion Brooks is turned inside the paint. Kentucky's making a living inside the paint.
Right, that's good offense. Kentucky goes with a sprint out ball screen with late clock. And Tennessee forces it weak, and Kentucky knows it, so they sit Keon Brooks on that left block just waiting for the post entry.
Shooting 18 to 28 in the paint. Pons 3. He's an improved shooter, and he knocks it down. Tennessee starting to warm up from 3.
Pons makes shots, and he doesn't lean back. Free throw line or at the three-point line, and that time his back was straight up and straight down, in and out of his shot.
Quickly through contact, no call. And Emmanuel quickly picks the pocket of Fulkerson. 3-ball, knocks it down. How about the stick-to-itiveness of Emmanuel quickly, his first bucket tonight.
Man, and the quick hands of Quickly. Fulkerson had 2 hands on that basketball and quickly just went and got it.
9-point advantage for the Wildcats.
Have you watched the rake away by Quickly?
We will, as we remind everyone that our exclusive presentation of college basketball presented by Progressive Insurance gets slam dunk savings today. Visit progressive.com. And in part by Arby's. Arby's, we have the meats.
I am Chris Paul. CP3 is me. I am Chris Paul.
You're not Chris Paul. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
We are ready for the SEC tournament.
Boy, she's heating up very quickly.
An electric atmosphere here. Only one can cut down the nets.
There's something special about you. Something truly unique. You follow your own path.
Jones. Tipped. Yes! Wendell Moore puts it home for Duke. Next edition of Carolina and Duke. You'll be able to see that this week. It is a Saturday night game. And the way that Roy Williams' team played in the first game, you have to be encouraged even if this one's on the road at Cameron, because those games always are good. And it was unbelievable, as you just saw, and a reminder of that highlight with Trey Jones, the first game. So that's 6 o'clock Eastern time, Saturday, Carolina at Duke.
When you look at great point guards in the college game right now, certainly Trey Jones, Higgins. I'm a huge Peyton Pritchard fan. Right now, but National Player of the Year, it'd be Peyton Pritchard or Luka Garza if I had to cast my vote tonight. Those guys just make winning play after winning play after winning play.
Pons loses the ball. Dangerous time here. 5:50 to go in the first half and a 31-22 lead for Kentucky.
That'd be 7 turnovers now for Tennessee. That number's too high for a half.
Thiago Vescovi, 25 back in the game. They try to get it down low to Montgomery. 18 points in the paint for Kentucky.
Guys, we've seen Kentucky make a living in the paint, as we've stated time and again, but Calipari doesn't feel like his guards are getting it to the bigs quick enough. He wants that ball inside the paint quicker so that they can take advantage of that size. He also said, you know, we've seen Tennessee make a couple threes here. Juzang with the knockdown. That's big for Kentucky. They want to make sure that at all costs, Johnny Juzang doesn't help as much on drives and that he stays with Johnson, who's made a couple threes for Tennessee.
Jimmy made that point too, Marty. Thank you, about getting that ball into E.J. Montgomery, Keon Brooks, Nick Richards, whoever it may be, a little quicker. And the conundrum tonight early for Calipari is Juzang's hot, and yet he's getting beaten on defense.
Yeah.
So what's the poison you're going to pick?
Well, it's a give and take right now with Cal because he knows he needs to have Juzang to get to Atlanta. And again, the Kentucky guards, they're making hard shots in this game. And they have the ability to do it, and they're doing it again tonight. Those are hard drives, contested tough twos that really go down about a 33% clip, but not with the Kentucky guards. They're going to make those things about half the time. And it's a danger time right now for Tennessee. The turnovers have got to come to a screeching halt for Big Orange right now if they're going to stay in this game.
And you know why? The points off turnovers so far, Kentucky 18, Tennessee none.
Rick Barnes is an inside offensive coach. You know, the initial cut or look will try to be inside on this possession.
Monte Gaines, the freshman out of Buffalo, New York, we're 0. He's back in the game. This time they get it to Fulkerson. Double team. He throws it up. Boy, has he been great. 5 for 5. He's got 11 points.
He is their best offense right now. And Rick Barnes ran some motion. Just kept running, got the ball side to side before it could finally be entered from the middle part of the floor to Fulke, and he delivers.
Steps on quickly. Fulkerson is only a junior out of Kingsport, Tennessee. He's 6'9", weighs 212. And for a coach, you know this as well as anybody, what you want to see is your team improve, and you need to see individuals improve. Fulkerson has taken a huge jump this season.
Well, he's a rugged kid. Just watch him setting screens off the ball. Just that post up right there was a physical play for him on the block.
Comes out to set a high screen, so they got the switch. Fulke's open underneath. Tough shot, no chance for Vescovi to get that over Richards. Another block for Nick, his second. Maxi pull-up. Nick Richards in traffic had it, and he lost it.
How about the last 15 seconds, though, by Richards? Really an out-of-area block on Vescovi to come from behind the ball, and then an out-of-area rebound attempt with just a live body Nick Richards this year.
Under the 4-minute timeout.
Watch the collisions off the ball with the screens being set in this game by Tennessee. They're just body on body to Kentucky.
Pons back cut. Oh, a good job. E.J. Montgomery came over to help on defense. Would have thought Pons might have tried to dunk that.
I think Fulkerson is exhausted. Tugging on his jersey right now, trying to signal to Rick Barnes because he just looks torched.
Juzang, that's going to be an offensive foul on Juzang. And you're right, there is Fulke.
The physicality of the game, man, away from the ball. Always something to watch. Fulkerson just banging and takes a hard shot by Juzang, setting a screen, play on. 10 in orange.
Play on. I can't breathe, man. Play on.
Alabama's good, though. Yeah, I mean, you know, if you like good teams. What's your problem with good teams? Well, good's kind of boring. You know me, I'm a bad boy. What are you talking about? Yeah, like I used to talk during church. Oh, like in front of the congregation? No, like during the sermon. You know, like whispering to my brother until your dad gives you that look, you know? Mama gave me that look, too. That is bad. I'm telling you, I'm bad to the bone. You know, Florida's good, though. Yeah.
Reaching out for help or talking to someone, it does really work.
After a leave of absence, it's been an emotional week for Blake.
She was 152 in the world.
Unthinkable.
The old record lasted
2 minutes.
It's more than a boat. It's a one-way ticket to Lunkerville. It's a reason for a 3-day weekend. It's a memory-making machine. It's an adventure waiting to happen. It's a child's fishing 101 course. Because it's more than a boat. It's a tracker. Now get up to a $300 Bass Pro Cabela's gift card with purchase of select tracker boats.
About 57,000 people every year get diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. It's really important for all of you to be aware of this and be proactive.
Back here in the studio, Jeep halftime report just minutes away. Michigan State, how about this, coming back they were down by 19 points, biggest comeback in 2 years, and Maryland struggled. Meanwhile, Kentucky up by 10. They won 8 in a row. Are we watching a Final Four team?
They get to the Final Four. Look, he knows what he's going to get out of those guards. They get to the Final Four of the guys like Brooks and Juzang and E.J. Montgomery. They continue to get better because they're going to need that depth to get to the Final Four.
Now they're feeling good. We'll also break down all the bubble teams and Joe Lunardi's very latest. Back to you guys, Ravi and Jimmy.
Kevin, Coach, thank you very much. Interesting, too, tonight, all of a sudden, Joe Lunardi in his latest bracketology, and it comes out often, he has elevated Kentucky now to a 2 seed. And earlier today, we had a chance to talk to Coach Calipari just about where they could go, what the ceiling was for this team. He kind of talked about how, sometimes I think maybe a 2 seed this year might be easier than a 1 seed. I'm not exactly sure about the logic there, but look, they certainly could end up with a 1 if certain things break their way and they go on and run the table in the tournament, but they are currently, according to Lunardi, a 2 seed. And how far have they come since Evansville?
Well, John Calipari is the SEC Coach of the Year. I think it's a runaway vote this year in his favor because of where they were back in November, and we're talking about this is one of Cal's worst teams, and they're destined for the NIT. And you look up now with a week to go in the regular season, and they're tracking a 2 seed and could very well end up in Atlanta. That is your SEC Coach of the Year. And other guys have done a good job, but I think Cal is the Coach of the Year. Emmanuel Quickley will be the Player of the Year.
Out an open 3. Needed that one. He finds the bottom. And it pulls him within 7. I guess if you look around the SEC, though, you think about Pearl and White in Florida and Will Wade. Like this year, unlike recent years, there really is no one else who has done what Calipari has done. There's nobody that's really competitive with them, regardless of the 2-game advantage. It doesn't feel like there's a team in their class.
No, the guys that Kentucky lost, he had to rebuild and plug guys in. It's the one thing about Kentucky to keep an eye on, Ravi. In the past 20 years in Ken Palmyra, no team has won at all with a defensive efficiency rating outside the top 20. And Kentucky right now is sitting there with a defensive efficiency number of 38. That has to come down, and that's all tied to can they get defensive rebounds. So far in this game, the answer is yes. Tennessee only has 1 offensive board.
5 on the shot clock for Bowden. He'll kick. That ball is blocked by Brooks. And they will not get a shot off, even though that ball ended up going in the basket. A shot clock violation, a bizarre end to that possession. The ball went in, but it came on a deflection after the shot clock had expired. So Brooks with that block, he goes to the bench.
Well, Kentucky is just, they are locked in now in their half-court defense.
Well, you just talked about how they have to improve on it. We're seeing flashes of it.
Yeah, we are right now. And again, their defensive efficiency number would be in the top 20 right now if they got on the defensive glass at a higher level.
Quickly stuck up in the air. And he continues to battle for it. Wow, what a possession there by Quickley. Maxey got fouled. Can you believe what Emmanuel Quickley just did there? He had to wait for a Tennessee player to touch it, and as soon as that happened, he took it away.
Ravi, the fight in this Kentucky team is why they have a 2-game lead, and they wrapped up the regular season a 3-game lead over everybody else. I've been so impressed it started for me back at Texas Tech on the road that Saturday. That building was hot and lit, and this team just refused, man, to let go of the rope and give up the fight. This is the most competitive team in this league, and the most competitive team deserves to win the regular season and set themselves up for March.
But it's been an interesting sort of 48 hours, 72 hours. On the political landscape, you've seen a bunch of candidates throw their support behind one candidate. In the SEC, you have seen in the last 72 hours, Bruce Pearl and Rick Barnes come out and say, it's not close. Kentucky's the best team. Barnes said it's Kansas and Kentucky in the nation.
You can make a strong case for that. I'm still a big believer in Gonzaga and Seton Hall. I love that team. You said, Jimmy, give me four Final Four teams right now. I would go with Kansas, Gonzaga, Seton Hall, and in some combination, Ravi, as Folky continues to do damage, of Iowa, BYU, Dayton, or this Kentucky team we're watching tonight.
Pearl called them undervalued, and Barnes said it's Kansas and Kentucky. That's a tough runner from Maxie. Richards was there, and it went off of him, but it will stay Kentucky ball. Looked like Jalen Johnson may have hit it on its way out.
You know, we talked about can Kentucky get 10-15% better. Hagan's managing the game. Can he continue to improve in that area? The bench has to come through. And to me, Emmanuel quickly, Ravi, has to continue to embrace being the star, the guard that closes you out in late games. He's embraced it so far, but he's going to have to continue down that path.
Richards begs for it and gets it. Boy, that is an elbow to the face of Fulkerson, and he is just getting beaten up.
Who was the foul on? Because they didn't call it on Fulkerson's nose, did they?
They called it on Bowden, but you watch Richards' elbow. They make significant contact with Fulkerson right there, face. It's a second elbow that came down that really got him.
Bowden with the reach right there, and yeah, that was
one. Here's the second right there.
Yeah, there's the second one. It was the second one that, man, that hurts. That's a tough son of a gun, though, Folky.
Richards, amongst the many things he's improved on, his free throw shooting. This team is third in the country, shooting 79.5%. And Richards contributes. He's a 76% free throw shooter.
Ravi, that's a huge number now in close games.
There is.
Because Calipari can put all five guys on the floor and doesn't have to worry about subbing somebody out like Bill Self has to do sometimes with Big Dope.
Right.
When you shoot 80% as a team, man, you're winning close games, and Kentucky's done it.
40 points in the first half for Kentucky, 40 seconds to go. They lead by 11.
Feels like, to me, a huge possession right now for Tennessee. They can't turn it over. They need to get points in this possession.
Fulkerson working on Sestina. Wow. Fulkerson has not missed in the first half. He's got 15 on 7 of 7 shooting.
He is giving Kentucky the business. And it's all isolation, one-on-one. Deliver the blow and play through it by John Fulkerson.
Montgomery down low, no good. There's the senior Nate Sestina as he flushes it home and sends him to the halftime, leading by 11. What a moment for Nate Sestina. Marty has Coach Calipari.
Coach, what's your assessment of the first half? Well, Fulkerson's killing us. Outran us twice, which is like just an effort thing. Fighting near the basket. Seems like he's scoring at will, so we got to figure that out. But I like the way we're moving the ball. We have some other layups. We shot a runner when the guy could have driven in and dunked. So we're getting there. It's a good first half. Thank you, Coach.
Marty, Kentucky shot 55% from the first half in the field.
Ravi, Kentucky's getting it done on the glass in this game. On the defensive end and on the offensive end. When you rotate off of the Kentucky big, you're going to give up a rim run and a dunk. Well done.
Halftime report with Kevin Negandhi, Seth Greenberg after a short commercial break.
So you think this chip is nothing to worry about? Well, at Safelite, we know sooner or later, every chip will crack. These friends were on a trip when their windshield got chipped. So they scheduled at SafeLight.com. They didn't have to change their plans or worry about a thing. I'll see you in a little bit. And I fixed it right away with a strong repair they can trust. Plus, with most insurance, a SafeLight repair is no cost to you. Really? Being there whenever you need us, that's another SafeLight advantage.
SafeLight Repair, SafeLight Replace.
Paying too much for insurance is painful, like getting stuck in the middle seat.
Trees scare me. Who could be scared of a tree? You know what's crazy? Squirrels are crazy. Maybe I was a squirrel in a past life. I don't know. It's possible.
But when you switch to Esurance, you could save an average of $462 and a lot of paying. It's as easy as switching seats.
Really? Thank you. I call it my plain cardigan. Hi, Dennis Quaid. Do you want me to keep this up? Because I didn't know if you were going to watch a movie. I didn't see you have one over there. When I was little, I lived in a tent for a whole summer.
When insurance is affordable, it's surprisingly painless.
Selling on Poshmark is crazy simple. All you have to do is post a picture, add a description, add a price, and you're pretty much good to go. Right now I'm selling Air Jordans and Nikes and Adidas, anything really performance related or style related.
Download the free Poshmark app now.
We are ready for the SEC tournament.
Boy, she's heating up very quickly.
An electric atmosphere here. Only one can cut down the nets.
Welcome to the Jeep Halftime Report.
Winners of 8 in a row, Kentucky in control with their defense on the break, and you want to see a lot more from E.J. Montgomery, right, Coach?
E.J. Montgomery gets up and kicks it up a notch. This is a Final Four good team. He's an elite defender, can rebound. He's got to give him a little bit of inside scoring.
Wildcats have won 15 straight at Rupp. They're up by 11. Welcome to the Jeep Halftime Report. Kevin Nagani alongside Seth Greenberg. We are bubble watching. We're to stay in the SEC. Critical game for Mississippi State as well as South Carolina. South Carolina next 4 out. First 4 out, and that is Mississippi State. Keyshawn Bryant with the throwdown on the other side. Robert Woodard. We had a dunk fest going on.
We got a dunk fest. This is a game that South Carolina had to win to protect their home court. They've got to win at Virginia, win against Kentucky. This is a game they could not afford to lose. They took care of business. And they're like the Bee Gees. They're staying alive.
Right now, surviving, right? South Carolina outscoring Mississippi State by 10 in the second half. They get the win. Meanwhile, Richmond, last 4 out coming into the night, taking on Davidson. And how about this? Carter Collins. Watch out, Davidson in the A-10, according to Coach.
Terrific guard play, A-10 tournament. This will be a tough out, but this is a Richmond team. I really believe they're an NCAA tournament team. They lost 2 games without Blake Francis, their leading scorer. VCU and Dayton. This team, another team that can win games in the NCAA tournament because of their style of play.
A little stop, pop, and drop. Nick Sherrod and Richmond hold on to win by 17. Cincinnati last 4 in, and this was a tight one against South Florida. They were down by 6 here, those Bearcats. Trey Scott getting the bucket, and then Keith Williams inside the muscle and then banging.
Keith Williams took this game over. 29 points in this game. And this is a game. You got 2 wins against Wichita State. You got a win against Houston. You lose to South Florida, you're done. They took care of business.
Yeah, they have to win. They sure did. The Bearcats on the road, 79-67. Now, over on ESPN, 2 Texas, first 4 out right now on the road at Oklahoma. Matt Coleman, the third. He took over in the first half with a dozen points. Look at this control and then step back.
They've had very good guard play down in this winning streak. The other thing is Brock Cunningham, a very little used player because of injury. He stepped in. He's given them the toughness. He's got 5 points, 5 rebounds. That's what this team was missing.
Coleman going around that screen. Beautiful. Pure. Texas up by 4. And here's the very latest from Joe Lunardi. You see Texas there in the middle. Okay, that is first 4 out. That could change tonight. Indiana, Cincinnati, Wichita State, Utah State on the right side of the bubble right now. Ahead, a big win and a big comeback by Michigan State.
This halftime report is presented by Jeep. There's only one.
Okay, I have to say something. With the Capital One Venture Card, you earn unlimited double miles on every purchase every day, not just on airline purchases. Just think about the miles you can earn on things like gifts.
Should I continue?
No, I want to hear this. Or a rental tux with a handsome cummerbund. Double miles on all of it.
Holy matrimony! That's a lot of miles. Anyone else speak now?
One more thing. What's in your wallet?
things we love can be painful. Aspercream's triple effect provides targeted relief, works in minutes, lasts for hours. Love hurts. Aspercream works.
It's our Factory Direct Pool and Spa sale at Family Leisure.
Buy now and save big. Higher quality pools, fast professional installation, spas. Now is the time to buy. All spas and swim spas are priced to move.
Factory Direct Pool and Spa sale going on now at Family Leisure.
With Nurex, I can order my birth control from anywhere.
Anywhere. Anywhere. I can message my doctor at any time with questions.
There's no waiting in line at pharmacies.
Or months to get a doctor's appointment. And Nurex bills my insurance.
As a freelancer without insurance, I love that my pills start at $15 a month with free shipping.
Goodbye, hassle.
Hello, freedom.
Get birth control from anywhere. Go to Nurex.com to get started.
It's our Factory Direct patio furniture sale at Family Leisure.
Spring is just around the corner. Shop now for the largest selection at guaranteed lowest prices. Factory Direct pricing on all of the best brands, hundreds of in-stock sets.
Factory Direct patio furniture sale going on now at Family Leisure.
Ow.
This halftime report is presented by Jeep. There's only one.
College Game Day covered by State Farm, live from Dayton, Saturday at 11 on ESPN.
That's going to be fun. You're going to be live from Dayton, Seth. You and
then
Alfonso
bam, right to
and
Duke,
Jay
North
Reese.
Carolina, the game that never disappoints.
That is a full day for you guys. Looking forward to it. The last time you guys were on with Game Day, we saw Michigan State upset Maryland in College Park. That place was rocking. And, well, these two teams back on the court, on the road, both of them. Tale of two different second halves here. Michigan State, they were down big at Penn State. Myron Jones, the difference maker, they had 10 triples for Penn State in the first half. Penn State was up by 15 points at the break. And then what changed for the Spartans?
Tom Izzo had a little conversation with his team. They decided to defend. They ran Penn State off the three-point line. Oh, by the way, Xavier Tillman was terrific. Cassius Winston got downhill, and Rocket Watts has turned into Alfred the Butler. He compliments everyone.
So we got the Batman, you got the Robin, you got the big three with Alfred the Butler. It all worked well. And how about this? Michigan State are racing a 19-point deficit, and there is the numbers for Xavier Tillman. How about the balance? 11 in the first half, 12 in the second half, 15 rebounds as well.
He scores in the paint. He's a terrific defender. He's a relentless rebounder. He's an incredible teammate. He is a winning player. And he was the difference in this game.
He deserves that Jeep Confident player tonight with his performance on the road. Meanwhile, with Michigan State winning, what about Maryland on the road at Rutgers? Rutgers, the last four in. Jacob Young for the outside. Downtown, he had 17 points. Jalen Smith, 16 and 10. But Maryland was sluggish in that first half, and Rutgers was outstanding. Montez Mathis causing the turnover on the break.
Yeah, this Rutgers team, especially at home, they are aggressive and they can really, really defend. Maryland, on the other hand, they are offensively challenged. If they don't play ahead of the defense, they really struggle and get stuck in the half court, and that's what happened tonight.
Geo Baker flying in. He had 11 points, and Rutgers wins 78-67. They're 18-1 at the rack, and look at this. We've got a tie on top, but Michigan State has the edge in the Big Ten. Your thoughts on the Spartans climbing all the way up?
They're getting better and better because other guys are stepping up. You talk about Rocket Watts, you talk about Aaron Henry, you talk about Xavier Tillman emerging as the best defender in the Big Ten. Michigan State's Final Four good right now.
Big night for them on the road. How about a great moment here for Vermont? Senior night, Josh Spidell honored before the game. A car accident his senior year in high school put him in a coma with a traumatic brain injury. And this is his first appearance for Vermont. Taking on Albany after the opening tip. The team's arranged for Spidell to score his first collegiate points. Really cool. Albany coach Will Brown there. Vermont coach John Becker will join SVP tonight. This is why we love sports.
It's as good as it gets.
Yes, it is. Vermont wins 85-62. You're watching the Jeep Halftime Report.
If you love hard-boiled eggs but hate watching water boil, then tediously peeling off shells, you need Egg Pod, a new kind of microwave egg cooker that does all the work for you. Fresh eggs go in, perfectly cooked eggs come out with the shells detached from the egg. Just slide and enjoy. Simply add water, place your eggs, then cook in the microwave. Next, simply shake in the egg pod and the shell slides right off. The secret is the microwave-safe design that creates steam convection, so your eggs cook evenly and consistently. Then, as you shake, the textured dome gently releases the shell from the white, so it slides right off. That's right, you just steam, shake, and slide for ready-to-eat eggs anytime. An egg pod is faster and easier than traditional stovetop cooking. No broken egg whites, no peeling, and no watching a pot boil. Now you can easily make hard-boiled eggs for a delicious egg salad, or slice them for a hearty chef salad. Prepare tasty deviled eggs with ease, and sliced egg sandwiches that are sure to please. Egg pot is great when you're in a hurry. Just pop it in the microwave and enjoy a healthy breakfast on the go. So why make eggs the old-fashioned way when you can quickly prepare them the new way with Egg Pod?
Egg Pod does all this, and it's yours for just $19.99 through this special TV offer, and we'll even ship it to you free. Compact and lightweight, Egg Pod is easy to clean, easy to store, and there's even more. Act now and you can double your order. Just pay a separate fee. So don't delay. Call or click to get your Egg Pod today.
Call 1-800-329-3073. That's 1-800-329-3073, or go to tryeggpod.com. So call 1-800-329-3073 or order online at tryeggpod.com.
Only other guy that is close to double digits is Jordan Bowden. He's got 7.
Kentucky only 5 turnovers in that first half, and Ashton Hagans did not have 1. 3 of those turnovers were on Quickly. So a clean first half for Calipari's point guard.
Tough pass deflected away. Still 5 on the shot clock. Hagans drives right into and charges Vescovi. Hagans picked up his first foul 13 seconds into the game. He picks up his 3rd foul. Here less than a minute in, Marty.
Gentlemen, I had the opportunity to chat with Rick Barnes as he exited the locker room. He feels like this should be a 5-point game. He feels like they gave them 5 points there near the end of the half. He said turnovers are killing us. At times we're not aware of the shot clock, have to do better there. But what he's most angry about is he feels like Fulkerson gets fouled on every single possession. He said they foul him every single time, and that's what he's the most disappointed about, how bad Fulkerson's getting beat up despite the fact that he has such a tremendous first half.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. James launches a 3. That's way short. The guard getting a rebound is Quickly. Hagans has gone to the bench, Quickly to the hole, and he is going to get fouled.
Well, to Marty's point, Fulkerson only drew 3 fouls in that half. There was a lot of contact on him. In Kentucky, back in November and December, they were not a good team when it became a fist fight and a contact game. They are now. And if you're Tennessee, you have to just continue to grind and play through it and play through John Fulkerson to start this half.
So Lenardi's moved him up to a 2. We'll talk to Joe at around the 16-minute timeout. What do you think the ceiling is for this Kentucky team?
Well, right now, they're in that group. I think there's 20 or 25 teams that can get to Atlanta, the Final Four. I think there's 9 or 10 that can win it. I'm not sure Kentucky can win it yet, Ravi, because of those issues I talk about. Their defensive efficiency has to continue to drop, and that's tied to getting the ball off the glass on the defensive end of the floor. Their three-point shooting, to me, is not an issue anymore. You look what they've done tonight. They're 4 out of 5. They're making a good clip. They're making enough of those. Yeah. And Hagans taking care of the ball. You cannot win a national championship if your point guard has turnover issues at key parts of the game.
Bowden, he had no chance. Good defense by Juzang and a run out. 2-on-1 quickly. Oh, alley-oop to Maxey, and he's able to recover and lay it off the window.
How about the speed of those two in transition? Just outstanding in the hands to finish.
While we focus on Hagans' ability to control the game, not turn it over, they have 3 point guards, which should lead to fewer turnovers. As Pawn shot misses, and 15-point lead can grow for Kentucky.
Kentucky guards are really starting to swipe down now anytime that ball is entered to the paint.
Quickly, quick three, that's short. Richards there. There's quickly the cut, block from behind. And really good defense that time from Josiah Jordan-James. Fulkerson missed his first shot. Montgomery to the floor, and will be Tennessee basketball.
Watching real speed, Ravi, the speed of Kentucky. Once they get that ball, bam, they are off to the races, man. One pass, two bounces, and a second pass. And they finish that thing at 27 on the shot clock. And they are lethal now when those three guards get the quick kick out, the clean kick out, and off to the races.
They seem to be a little more free as Richards gets it down low and trying to throw it down. And he was fouled by Fulkerson. It seems like they're a little more free in their transition game.
Kentucky?
Yeah, for the first half of the season, there wasn't a lot of running. Wasn't a lot of alley-oops. You got used to seeing the last couple of years Kentucky do that. Well, they seem to be more comfortable doing it, or at least they're doing it more often.
It's John Calipari more comfortable doing it. He's loosened the reins on these guys, and he knows he's got speed at those three spots. It's hard to match up with.
Sports Center follows Kenny Mayne, John Anderson, College Hoops, Bubble Team, the Impact Games. That means Lenardi's in the bunker. He'll come out again. Zion and the Pelicans after the 8th playoff spot. Red Sox, Yankees, all access from today's game. That'll be Sports Center next right here on ESPN and the ESPN app. Yankees look good today. And they also, for Brian Cashman during our all-access telecast, talk about how Stanton and Judge likely will not be ready on opening day.
Your first game is this Friday, right? Your first call?
Yeah, I'll have the all-access of the Atlanta Braves and the Red Sox on Friday. Got another one tomorrow. Fulkerson fouled by Montgomery. He gets it to go, and Fulkerson keeps the team close.
Ravi, he moves as well or better than any big guy in this league without the basketball. And he just attacks, man, with or without the basketball, and so active and fast. He's really undervalued in terms of his speed and his quickness, moving without the ball. And Rick Barnes will move him around now, knowing that Calipari is zeroing in on 10 and orange, move him to different spots of the floor. And hard cuts now from Fulkerson should be expected by Kentucky.
Fulkerson at 16 in the first matchup with Kentucky. He's two better than that already with 18. I don't know if you saw it, but against Florida, he also had his first 3 of the year.
I did the game, I saw it.
Quickly gets fouled by Bowden and lays it in. So you remember the shot.
I remember it well as a key time in the game. I talked about Immanuel Quickley embracing being the star, the guy that can close out games on a neutral floor. He has road swagger, talking about Immanuel Quickley. And I compared him last year at this time. Tyler Hero was the guy that kind of had that type of stuff about him.
Yep.
And now it's been transferred down smoothly, seamlessly to Immanuel Quickley.
Different type player, but I asked Calipari about that today. Just the outside shooting ability, and Quickley's developed such a good outside shot. You watch him during warm-up, you watch him during shoot-around, you watch him in game, the confidence is oozing out of him. He thinks every shot he puts up's going in, like Hero did last year.
Yeah, Immanuel Quickley is very secure in who he is. And he's bold with his faith. He's bold in terms of how he attacks life on a day-to-day basis. He has complete command and respect of every teammate in that locker room.
This time they're going to get Richards, and maybe some of that Barnes conversation with the officials paid off there. Nick Richards picks up his second.
Rick Barnes brought in one of the best defenses in the SEC tonight, and Kentucky's ball movement and patience and ball security has been terrific.
Deion Brooks met Bowden at the rim. Wide open 3, short. Fulkerson offensive rebound. He's got Quickley on him. He can do some work, and now Brooks gets back. Another 3. That one is the bottom. And a good shot there from Josiah Jordan-James.
Ravi, that was an effort basket that was made by effort plays before the ball ever got to the three-point shooter. And Tennessee had to go get a couple of 50-50 balls there and get it out of traffic a couple of times. And a big-time 3 to just hang in this thing right now.
Yeah, Brooks got clipped in the mouth. There's some blood there. So they're going to look at how that happened. We're going to take a timeout here, 51-37. Kentucky is a 2 seed, at least according to Joe Lunardi right now. We'll talk with him when we come back. 51-37, the SEC on ESPN.
When the weather turns colder, you want to be cozy, but you wake up sweaty because cotton bedding and sleepwear traps heat and moisture. That's not cozy or comfortable. So we developed the Sheets Performance Sleep System, which has all the same benefits as our best-selling original performance sheets. As elite athletes, we personally experienced how technical fabrics improve athletic performance. So we applied that same technology to our bedding and sleepwear. We invented a one-of-a-kind, all-new performance sleep system that includes our sheets, mattress pad, comforter, and sleepwear, engineered for better sleep, wellness, and recovery.
The Chic Sleep System has really changed our lives. Everything works together to keep you cozy and comfortable. You wake up feeling refreshed.
You don't know what you're missing until you get the Chic system.
In this demonstration, steam represents your body heat. You can clearly see Sheeks breathe 10 times better than cotton. Even after adding a second layer of Sheeks, our performance sleep system still moves heat away from your body and wicks moisture, keeping you cozy and dry. Cotton will never do that. Just like our performance sheets, our comforters, mattress pads, and sleepwear work together.
Chic feels buttery, soft, luxurious, romantic. It's just an amazing sleep experience.
We're proud of what our customers are saying about Sheeks and have thousands of 5-star reviews. We guarantee Sheeks will be the best life-changing sleep experience you've ever had. You deserve it.
Call or go to trySheeks.com now to sleep better every night. Order your Sheeks Performance Sleep Set in your choice of size and color. For a limited time, you'll get 25% off when you use the promo code on your screen, plus 2 additional pillowcases at no cost. That's a total savings of up to $100, and we'll even throw in free shipping. And right now, you can enjoy special additional savings on the entire Chic Sleep System. Sleep on Sheeks for 30 nights, and if you're not satisfied, we'll give you a full refund. Call or go online now and see how Sheeks delivers the ultimate deep sleep experience.
We're back, everyone. You can see the seeds, according to Joe Lunardi. Kansas, Baylor, Gonzaga, San Diego State, and now in the 8th spot, which means now a 2 seed, the Wildcats of Kentucky. So we visit the bunker with Joe. What went into Kentucky moving up to the 2 line, Joe?
You can thank Rutgers if you're a Kentucky fan, because it was the Scarlet Knights thumping Maryland early this evening that slid the Terps to 9th overall and bumped up the Wildcats. I was prepared to move Kentucky up with a win over Tennessee ahead of Florida State. Instead, Maryland took the fall for them.
So there's room for them to go on the 2 line. Is there a scenario by which Kentucky ends up a 1 seed?
I wouldn't rule it out, but I think it's unlikely. That's a lot of teams to catch this late in the game. We're really in the last week of the regular season, obviously, and we've seen time and time again that the conference tournament games don't seem to mean as much in terms of seeding as a lot of us think they will, and a lot of us think they should. But Kentucky, to me, it seems it's more about positioning. If they're 8th overall in the scenario we just showed, they would probably be shipped to the West. Passing of Florida State tonight would move them to the South. What they really want is to be in the Midwest in Indianapolis, which would truly activate Big Blue Nation.
Right. Joe, let me ask the question that all the Big Blue Nation wants to know. The loss to Evansville. How does that affect their numbers? How does that affect where they are? Without that loss, where would they be? Just put that loss into perspective for Kentucky.
I think it's one slice of a very, very, very big pie. And by that, I mean maybe a half a seed or a quarter of a seed. Now that we've got a 30 to 35 set of game results going on here, Jimmy, I don't want to say it doesn't matter, because that's a knock on Evansville, and that's a knock on, you know, all the games that are played in November and December. And the committee has told us that November counts just as much as March. But common sense tells me, just look at how they're playing today. If that were Evansville at Rupp Arena instead of Tennessee, I'm not sure they would escape with an upset tonight.
It appears as if John Calipari believes that this is not just a small slice of a very big pie, rather a big slice of a pie, because all he's heard about is the Evansville Evansville loss. He thinks it has taken on sort of an elephant in the room component.
And far be it from Coach Cal to embellish something to help motivate his team. I've seen that going all the way back to UMass. There's a reason he's the coach of the year.
Joe, last quick question. Will the 1 seeds change? What do you think?
I think at the end of the day, San Diego State will slide and be Gonzaga's 2, and we'll see a number 1 in the East that could be Dayton, could be Seton Hall. I think Maryland now can't get there, and I'm not sure that Duke can get there, but, you know, we're mindful of how the Blue Devils seem to do so well at bracket time.
Well said, Joe. Thank you very much for being with us. We appreciate it.
You bet. Fans they're gonna love that one.
Oh, yeah. That feeds the monster. Maxey over the top, and it's out on him. So just to kind of reiterate Coach Calipari's obsession, or at least what he believes is this obsession with Evansville. Here he was at a press conference earlier.
A season where you lose to Evansville and you have a couple losses in Las Vegas. And
you know what's amazing? When anybody talks about our season, you know what they say? Evansville, Evansville, Evansville. I'm like, are you talking about that game November 12th where EJ did not play in the game and Ashton was sick and so was Nick and we played with 2 guys with the flu? That game?
Yes.
That's the one you're talking about?
All that stuff early.
Can you say it for me again? Evansville, Evansville, Evansville.
Evansville, Evansville. Does it, when you've gone through some
did we play anybody else? I mean, it's like, and hey, that's the great one that they can't be that because they lost to Evansville. How can they be any good? They lost to Evansville November 12th.
So the point was, in a season where you've had some struggle, Cal, when you've had to kind of grind it out with
Did anybody else lose bad games? I just don't know.
I give up.
I mean, I don't know if they did.
Reaching out for help or talking to someone, it does really work.
After a leave of absence, it's been an emotional week for Blake.
She was 152 in the world.
Unthinkable.
The old record lasted 2 minutes.
FX on Hulu, the pure premium brand. Free with every Hulu subscription. Over 40 original series. Over 1,400 episodes. The award-winning collection. And exclusive FX originals. Only on Hulu. FX on Hulu.
They said it couldn't be done. But now, men all across this great nation are standing up with confidence, paying tribute to the brave, the determined, the victorious, and proudly taking off their hats to celebrate getting their hair back. So hats off to those who made it possible. Bosley, America's #1 hair restoration expert. Hats off to the latest science, which can restore your real hair permanently. And hats off to this great offer. Bosley is giving away a free information kit and a free gift card to everyone who texts GUY to 654-654. Guys, we're so confident of permanent results, they're backed by the Bosley Guarantee. Imagine looking in the mirror each day and seeing how much hair you're growing instead of how much hair you're losing. Hats off to that. And next, it will be hats off to you. For a free information kit and a gift card for $250 off, text GUY to 654-654. GUY to 654-654.
College basketball, you got to be prepared for everything. He got it!
Good golly, Miss Molly. Yes!
Starts March 7th. Of course, Bridgestone Arena will host the SEC tournament. We'll be there beginning next Wednesday. Bridgestone Arena currently being used to house those that were temporarily displaced from their house from the tragic tornadoes that struck Tennessee. And obviously, we certainly have the folks of Tennessee and that particular area in our minds and in our hearts, and our thoughts and prayers go out to all those affected by the terrible weather that took many lives.
Folks were devastated, man, last night. I met several people throughout the day that are from the Nashville area, and their neighborhood's been wiped out, and that's boy, it puts life in quick perspective. So so fast for us, but man, just prayers for those families right now that just have lost everything. They've lost loved ones. Just things that sometimes don't make sense, that you don't even try to make sense of. But certainly that Nashville community is a big part of the SEC. It's a part of the country that we all love and value, that work in this league, and we will be there next week. But certainly thoughts and prayers for all those folks right now from around the country.
220 miles or so from Knoxville, Tennessee, closer to Nashville, Tennessee, and again, Bridgestone Arena hosting all those that have been displaced. 52-43 as Hagans makes the first and the second of 2 free throws.
Ravi, another concern for Kentucky, in my eyes, their inability to blow people out. Their average margin of wins right now in the SEC is about 7 points, and on the year, it's right at 9 points. And a powerful team, man. They have the ability to knock you out and win games by 18 or 20. Kentucky has not shown that this year.
And yet they've shown the ability to win 24, lose 5. There's a turnover, which means they win the close game.
They do.
And in tournaments, that tends to be a critical factor.
Well, it's still a ball game if Tennessee will take care of the basketball. They had way too many turnovers in the first half. If they could get shots in this game, they're going to hang in this thing. Kentucky's offense continues to play at a high clip, man. Look at their numbers right now. 50% from the field and 66% from the three.
Hagans one-on-one, left hand, no good. Sestina crashes. Tennessee ball.
Hagans still misses his fair share of shots at the rim.
Pons 3. Got it. Yves Pons.
Ravi, a terrific job by Pons to run to the high slot. He didn't run to the high side of the floor opposite the ball. He ran to the high slot and got quickly available.
33% three-point shooter. That was a shot a year ago Pons wouldn't consider, let alone make. Got a couple. Baseline quickly. Ball to Maxey. Three ball knocks it down.
How about the play by Sestina, man? Sestina knew where he was going with the ball as the ball was coming to him.
And the foul called on Montgomery, laid in by Jordan James. Boy, is that a quick answer to a 3 from Maxey.
Yeah, and quick passing by Kentucky on the other end. Look at quickly with a hammer pass, bam, and Sestina, man, that thing was in and out in a split second. And it looks like Rick Barnes is telling his guys, we've got to get aggressive, driving between the pipes and putting pressure on Kentucky at the rim and start playing our style of game. This kid, a former 5-star recruit, has a tremendous future and a big-time body now in that freshman class. Wow.
Lead 7 for Kentucky. They called that on Maxey. It was his first. He's got 19 points tonight with Tyrese Maxey.
Kentucky guard so good off that stride stop. Ain't no stopping on that one.
Tyrese Maxey, 21 in the game.
Ain't no stopping on that drive. He came to a stride stop on the first paint touch, not on the second. The stride to the rim.
Bowden steps into a 3, got fouled. That's Maxey's second, and it came quickly. And you take Jordan Bowden and put him on the free throw line, where he is a 83% free throw shooter. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball brought to you by Zaxby's. Hand-breaded chicken and fresh ingredients made to order only at Zaxby's. Free throws when we come back to Tennessee.
Last one. Sweet. For chopping that wood, you deserve the sweet reward of a Diet Dr. Pepper.
That is sweet.
Well, sweet's got a split. Diet Dr. Pepper. It's the sweet one.
I've scored some pretty good deals on Poshmark, like the Bread Air Jordan 1. This is my favorite sneaker of all time. So I was able to find a pair really easily without spending a crazy amount of money.
Get $5 off your first order. Download the free Poshmark app now and use offer code LOVEPOSH.
Alabama's good, though.
Yeah, I mean, you know, if you like good teams.
What's your problem with good teams?
Well, good's kind of boring. You know me, I'm a bad boy.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, like I used to talk during church.
Oh, like in front of the congregation?
No, like during the sermon. You know, like whispering to my brother until your dad gives you that look, you know?
Mama gave me that look, too. That is bad.
I'm telling you, I'm bad to the bone.
You know, Florida's good, though.
SEC Now, live from the SEC Women's Basketball Tournament. SEC Now, live March 4th through the 8th.
Welcome back to Lexington, Kentucky. It is senior night for one Wildcat player, that being Nate Sestina, his family here in Lexington to celebrate this amazing evening with him. A dream come true for a young man who's a Bucknell graduate transfer. And that level of experience, it being his 5th year of college basketball, empowered him to be a talker throughout practices, throughout games, and that thereby empowered younger players like Ashton Hagans and Emmanuel Quickly and Nick Richards to be more vocal as players and as leaders. And what did that do? What is the one thing, guys, we've heard from John Calipari all year long? I want a player-driven team, because the best version of the Kentucky Wildcats is when my players are holding one another accountable, and Sestina's leadership has started that transition.
Got a vocal presence, no doubt, Marty. He graduated from Bucknell with a degree in geography. And Calipari said that he's way better than I thought he would be.
You talk to coaches in this league, and they'll tell you when you play Kentucky that Nate Sestina's voice influences the floor defensively more than any other player that Calipari puts on the floor. He's confident, he sees it, he's smart, but he influences the floor defensively probably better than anybody else in this league.
That senior night game he played for Bucknell, by the way, he had 17 boards. In a win over Army by 1. Good hands underneath there, and it's stolen from Richards in a 7-point game. Jalen Johnson short with a 3. Offensive rebound, and they'll get a fresh 20.
Johnson kind of stuttered into his shot, didn't he, Rav? He didn't catch it clean. He didn't catch it clean with his feet. Kind of an odd way to describe it, but you got to catch it clean with your feet and your hands.
Fulkerson, free throw line, short.
The hold.
That's going to be on Emmanuel Quickly. Got into a battle underneath with Jalen Johnson, and they called a foul on 5 and White.
Kentucky has a lead because they're plus 10 points at the free throw line, and there's the hold by Emmanuel Quickly that almost was a clamp down as well.
Jalen Johnson's got a chance to make this a 5-point game. He misses the free throw.
And that's 3 points. In the last 90 seconds, Tennessee has left off the board.
Maxey, one-on-one spin move. Pretty hesitation from James. Can't get it to go as Richards was there to bother him. But Pons had more time than I think he thought, and then Richards just had to go off his leg. Pons appeared to be influenced by the crowd, who was yelling shoot as if the shot clock was winding down. They had 13 seconds to go.
It was a rush shot by Pons. Pons is a whole different player from 7 feet than he is from closer to 10. That time he was pushed out and rushed.
Sestina on the floor again, as is Johnny Juzang, who's, when he's been on the floor and shot, has shot effectively. 2 of 2 from three-point land. Tennessee has had chances and they've turned it over or missed free throws. The most recent turnover, Fulkerson And they're 11th of the game.
Rick Barnes trying to keep that ball, though, in the middle part of the floor, where the drive between the pipes will happen and the post feed will come down, because you can't help off the shooters on the side. Ravi, this league has had more fouls called over the course of the year than any other league. And if you watch this league, it's a very physical league. And the fouls have been called because there's been a lot of fouling. This game tonight is physical, man. Watch off the ball. The screens being set, the guys running into screens, the physical play when the ball's above the rim.
A little throwback to the old days of the Big East. We're going to get a foul called on the floor here. Call that on E.J. Montgomery. All of a sudden, the game is slowed down, and Tennessee really could have this game tied if they made their free throws and didn't turn it over. This is a tie ball game.
Coming into tonight, the SEC had 7,746 fouls called.
That sounds just awful.
Well, next closest is the ACC with 6,979. The Big Ten with 6,466. You're right. That just sounds awful, doesn't it? 7,000 fouls called in our league.
Yeah, that's not good. Well, Saturday, big games, conference tournaments coming right around the corner. So Kansas and Texas Tech in Lubbock at 2 Eastern. Jayhawks trying to clinch the regular season Big 12. And then at 6 Eastern, Carolina and number 12 Duke. Both games on ESPN and, of course, the ESPN app. That game against Texas Tech for Kentucky was a turning point game for them. As much as people want to harp on Evansville and the loss, how about winning on the road at Texas Tech? Look at some of the teams in the conference, though. The quad 1, quad 2 opportunities haven't been as frequent, perhaps, this season as they have in years past.
No, not in this league. You're right. Well, both teams just trying to hammer away the paint, man. The post-ups are hard. Guys having to fight for their spot. Nothing's being given in this game.
Fulkerson tries to beat Richards. Oh, John Fulkerson, no, missed the tip. Boy, that was hanging on the rim for a while. There's the steal for Tennessee. Pons took his eye off the ball and a turnover. But Tennessee is just stubbing their toe, trip after trip after trip.
Coach Barnes told Marty at halftime that this should be about a 5-point game, and right now in his mind, he knows this could very well be a tie game, if not have the lead.
It could be a 5-point game the other way.
Yeah, absolutely it could. John Calipari with a lot of play calls in front of his bench. Heavy dosage, probably a sprint out ball screen for Nick Richards and Higgins, trying to get his guards going to the rim.
Dump off to Nick, and he thunders it home.
Well, the coaches go to their instincts and what they're comfortable with. And for John Calipari, it's his guards going downhill and Nick Richards coming out of the dunker spot to the front of the rim.
Lead back to 7. Pons jumper baseline rattles it in.
Just sizing up the defender was Yves Pons, knowing that he can get his shot off over the top of anybody in this league.
Pons has 8, lead is 5, 7:40 to go. Higgins, good hands that time and a good steal. Jordan James stepped in. Fulkerson open behind Sestina, and they will give him the basket and the foul. Good pass. Fulkerson got right behind Sestina to get into great position.
Ravi, you cannot play any harder than what John Fulkerson plays the game. A terrific feel by Josiah Jordan James to turn it down.
He's got 24. Our exclusive presentation of college basketball presented by Progressive Insurance. Get slam dunk savings today. Visit Progressive.com. And a part by Boost Mobile. Step up with Boost Mobile. Get super reliable, super fast network.
Names matter. Your name, the name you've made for yourself, and the name of the company you represent. That's why at 4imprint, every name and logo is printed with certainty. Right the first time, on time, every time, at a great price, guaranteed. Because when you have passion, integrity, and certainty, the only name they'll remember is yours. Explore thousands of promotional products at 4imprint.com. 4imprint, for certain.
The life we lead may be strange, but it's also beautiful.
We're the future. They just don't know it yet.
Introducing a new podcast, ESPN Daily, hosted by me, Mina Kimes. Go deeper into the stories of the moment. Get the exclusive access and insider perspective that only ESPN can give you. ESPN Daily. Listen wherever you get your podcasts.
Let's take a look at the Capital One rewarding performance. I got a feeling it's John Fulkerson. Robbie, what do you think?
I'd put some money on that. Yeah, I think it's a good bet.
Go ahead and break it down.
Well, he's done just about everything, and for a kid that came in thinking, I'm not going to be the shooter on the team this season, he's the shooter tonight. Career high 25. He's got 24 this evening, and if you want to give credit to Fulkerson for hustle points, he's getting them all. I mean, he's out hustling everybody on the floor. And John Fulkerson, 24 points, 10 of 14, 4 of 4 from the free throw line, single-handedly has kept the Vols in this game. And Jimmy, they are as close as they've been since it was 12-9.
Well, Rick Barnes can't take him out of the game. He's played 32 minutes, 10 out of 14 from the field, and the way he's done it, Ravi, is very impressive. Just the effort, the toughness, the fight, the speed. I mean, he can spin and go either shoulder. He's terrific cutting without the basketball. He's terrific taking the ball with him from 15 feet out. And right now, he continues to give Kentucky the business on their home floor.
Sure does. 2-point game, matches his career high 25. And they've gotten some good minutes, too, out of Josiah Jordan-James. His hands have been very good defensively in the second half. He's pushing Nick Richards around right now as Maxey sees the lane, throws it up, no good.
Really good box off by Tennessee, man. It's not easy to box off a straight line drive, and they just did a very good job of it.
Tennessee played Florida, they played Kentucky, and they have Auburn to finish the regular season. You can look at that as just bad scheduling or big opportunities. James, straight on three, Fulkerson the assist, Tennessee leads.
And again, triggered by John Fulkerson to fight the ball out of the double team and find the weak side of the play.
Couple of good freshmen there in Jordan James and Maxey. That ball was stolen, and a run out, 2-on-1, Vescovi. Euro step gets it to go. 3-point lead, Tennessee.
Really beautiful, tough step through by Vescovi. The Kentucky guards right now, Ravi, they're driving the ball right into help. They're driving it right into that built-in gap, active hands defense of Tennessee. It's happened 2 of the last 3 possessions, and it's been rip and runs the other way, and the Vescovi family says, that's my boy.
That's my boy and my brother. A 10-0 run for Tennessee. Mentioned the fact that he's from Uruguay. His family hasn't seen him since he came to Knoxville, February 29th, Saturday. He's doing an interview, and up from behind comes mom, dad, and sister. And what a moment for the Vescovi family, Santiago Vescovi. And boy, his hands were quick here. He had a 2-on-1, kept it himself.
You know, Tennessee is very similar to Virginia. When you drive the ball against Virginia into the gap, they attack the ball with 2 hands. Tennessee is very good at it as well. And we've seen it 3 or 4 times within this game. And for Tennessee to be defending like they are, Ravi, they've only fouled 4 times in this half. That is beautiful defense by the Orange.
Deion Brooks on the floor as Coach Calipari continues trying to find the right combination tonight. Hagans walks through and lays it up and in. steals the ball. Spins and gets fouled. Boy, if it's not quickly, it's Maxey. If it's not Maxey, it's Hagans doing the same thing.
You can question a lot of things about Hagans and his game. You cannot question how hard this kid fights and competes and his will to win. And right there, boy, that's about as good of a 15 seconds as you'll find out of a point guard in college basketball right now.
Guys, it's been a really huge learning moment for Ashton Hagans these last few weeks. He's had a tough ride. And I asked him today at shoot-around what he's learned about himself. And he said, man, I just have to stay patient. I have to make sure that I play within myself and that I lead. And I said, what does John Calipari expect out of his point guard? He laughed out loud right in my face. He said, man, it's so much more than you could even begin to believe. And it's a lot of pressure. I said, what's your job? He said, it's to make sure everybody else on that basketball floor and Coach Cal are happy.
Hagans has 9. Pons, yes, knocks down a 3. Right in the face of Nick Richards. So in a game in which Fulkerson has carried them, all of a sudden Pons in double digits, James in double digits.
Yeah, Nick Richards is a long kid, but he became a short guy with his hands down defensively. And Pons just measured it up and let it fly with a really good release. I talked about Yves Pons, Ravi. When he doesn't lean back and he goes straight up and down, he's a really good shooter. And watch the recovery. Nick Richards comes out. That's a low, slow closeout. Hands down. It's too late. And Yves Pons says, thank you very much.
That foul on this end was on Yves Pons. That's his second. Hands it off to Hagans, using that size of his to throw it up, and it will not go in. Richards had it and lost it, and it'll stay Kentucky ball. Boy, that danced on the rim for a while. That was the old Stairway to Heaven, slow, long, slow dance.
It was. Spoken from experience. 9 bounces on the rim.
Stairway to Heaven.
I just heard.
Yeah, Freebird, Stairway to Heaven.
No fun. Call the game.
Right. Maxey, yes, I should say quickly. Gets that to roll in. It's a one-point game.
And Kentucky's guards did it in Knoxville as well. Making hard shots at hard times.
Ooh, the crowd's going to go nuts. E.J. Montgomery thought he had all the ball. They call the foul on 23. That's his third.
They're going to go nuts, and John Fulkerson's going to go to the free throw line. Ravi, he's a quick 6'9" athlete. And that high release, that's all on the arm. Absolutely, that's the right call. And they're not going to like it, but it's the right call. This kid is such a hard guard, man, because he's quick with his shoulders, he's quick with his feet, and that high, unblockable release.
New career high for Fulkerson, 26 in the game. And that's the anxiety in the blue and the elation in the orange.
Fulkerson is such a soft-spoken kid. Saudi in Knoxville, he came over to me and he said, Mr. Dykes, can I ask you one question? What's it like to sit courtside of an NBA game? Are they as big and as mean as they look? Yes, John, they are. Okay, sir, thank you.
Thank you. I'll go back to the weight room.
What a competitor, though, that kid is.
There's a great battle going on underneath between Pons and Nick Richards. Maxey to the hole. Can't get it to go. He had a pretty good look at it.
Well, Tennessee is really shrinking the floor defensively. I'm not so sure on that possession all 5 guys didn't have at least one foot in the paint.
Fulkerson is not a threat to shoot a 3. They get it to Pons. Jordan James, that's going to be an offensive foul. He sent Richards to the floor.
at the hot feet of Nick Richards. For a 7-footer, the value of him at the next level covering ball screens, you can't do it any better than what Nick Richards just did.
SEC Now, live from the SEC Women's Basketball Tournament. SEC Now, live March 4th through the 8th.
Alabama's good, though.
Yeah, I mean, you know, if you like good teams.
What's your problem with good teams?
Well, good's kind of boring. You know me, I'm a bad boy.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, like I used to talk during church.
Oh, like in front of the congregation?
No, like during the sermon. You know, like whispering to my brother until your dad gives you that look, you know?
Mama gave me that look, too. That is bad.
I'm telling you, I'm bad to the bone.
You know, Florida's good, though.
Yeah.
Coming up on SportsCenter, got something good for you. A player's remarkable journey culminates with a spectacular display of sportsmanship on senior night. SportsCenter right after the game.
This is our final Super Tuesday of the regular season. What a season it's been. Kentucky trying to pick up another win in the SEC. They've already clinched the conference, the #1 seed in the tournament. Watch Nick Richards here, Jimmy.
Well, the impressive thing about it was kind of a ghost screen set by Fulkerson. It wasn't even a full screen. So Nick Richards has to quickly switch man and get into position to slide his feet. And the officials, Ravi, they officiate the defense. What do I mean by that? They watch that defender on those drives, and if the contact is initiated by the offensive player, it's the right call, and it was easy to make.
Guys, in Kentucky's huddle, John Calipari prepared to talk to his men, and Emmanuel quickly took over. He looked at every one of his teammates in the eye and said, guys, pick up the energy right now. We are winning this basketball game.
Right now, losing by 3. 3:25 to go. And they got a switch there on Richards. And Vescovi picked up the fouls. He just grabbed number 4.
But John Calipari knows that his guys are trending up in that NCAA bracket. They're 2 seeds right now, and things could fall their way. And if nothing else, improve where they are in that 2 seed group. You know what I'm saying?
But it's a tenuous hold on a 2 seed.
Yes, yes. But there's the big difference in being the number 8 team overall or the number 5 team overall.
No question. And earlier tonight, Joe Lunardi in his bunker after a Maryland loss moved Kentucky to the number 8 overall on that 2 seed line.
Does Joey have snacks in his bunker?
He's got an entire kitchen in there.
Snacks was the word of the day, by the way. Snacks, the student manager at Jackson State, who got in the game last night and knocked down a 30-footer.
Love that.
That was awesome. Yeah. That was Snacks. I'm all in on you, man. Coach needs to let you shoot more. That was a beautiful moment in college basketball.
They get Fulkerson battling with Nick Richards. They call it on Fulkerson. And now it's Rick Barnes who's asking Vladimir Boyar-Tall what that was about.
Well, Fulkerson is working off. What? He called that on Fulkerson?
Looked like Pons. No, they get it on Pons.
Okay.
He ducked that shoulder in. Hagan's 3, way off to the left. How about the hustle from Montgomery? Did he step out of bounds? Yes, he did. Terry Oglesby was right on it.
This has turned into a heavyweight bout, and there's the right foot of Montgomery on the sideline. That's a proper call. Kentucky fans feeling like there's a foul below the knees with a Tennessee player falling into him. Body blows after body blows, rather, being delivered in this game all over the floor at all 5 matchups.
Tennessee by 2 with 2:52 to go. Saturday, as the conference tournaments loom, #1 Kansas will do battle with Texas Tech, and they'll have to do it in Lubbock, 2 Eastern time, 1 Central. Kansas, the #1 overall team in the country right now, looking to clinch the regular season title and the top seed in the tournament. Then at 6, Carolina, and number 12, Duke. Both games can be seen on ESPN and the ESPN app.
Ravi, there are some guys, because of their uniqueness, that are going to be hard to knock out of that NCAA tournament. Their team as well, but especially individual players. Obi Toppin from Dayton, it's going to be hard to knock out of the tournament. Yoli Child from BYU will be a difficult guy to knock out. Luka Garza, Peyton Pritchard, Azubuike at Kansas, Miles Powell. They're on good teams, but in terms of individuals, sometimes an individual is really hard to knock out of the tournament. Those 6 guys will be.
Play to Rick Barnes, dial up in that timeout. Vescovi open. Pons knocks it down. Pons has been really clutch in the second half. The lead is 4.
That find by Vescovi was at another level because the play was set up for the hammer pass to the far corner. It was taken away, and he found Pons with a late decision at the rim. Beautifully done.
Higgins just ran through traffic, and that's going to be a turnover. Higgins got banged by Vescovi, and he came out and lost it.
Watch Vescovi get to the rim, and then the decision right here. That hammer pass is developing late on the backside, so he finds Pons. A late find, but Vescovi is a fast pass point guard.
Pons 13. Fulkerson smartly checked the clock. The crowd trying to let him believe there's 3 seconds on the shot clock. That's a near impossible shot, but the help defense left Pons wide open.
How about John Fulkerson driving the basketball with magnet ability, gravity ability to draw and drag the Kentucky defenders with him to free up the backside.
Maxey no good on a 3. Will keep it here. And a big break for Kentucky on a missed 3.
Ravi, you win with guys that can drag defenders with them on the drive, and that's what Fulkerson does. And just an easy cleanup for Pons on the backside.
Montgomery came over to help, and that left it wide open. A little anxiety for Big Blue Nation right now.
I have not seen a better road performance in conference play this year than what we're seeing from John Fulkerson.
I would agree. 27 points for Fulkerson. Pons now with 15 as Nick Richards' free throw finds the net.
Remember, Kentucky, an 80% free throw team. We talked about in the first half how huge that is in late, close games.
Tennessee's got 73 wins against Kentucky, which is more than any school. And they have won 5 times at Rupp Arena.
John Fulkerson is the pressure release for Rick Barnes. Just getting the ball to Fulkerson right now, taking time off the clock.
Good hands from Maxey. Shot clock at 6. James forces it. Well, Fulkerson kept that alive. John Fulkerson kept it alive, and it's laid in by James.
Are you kidding me? Just absolutely outworking everybody on the floor in this game is John Fulkerson.
That ball tipped up and in. And it's Higgins who gets it, and a timeout with less than a minute to go. And Tennessee leading by 4.
Ravi, I am blown away by the effort of this kid. I know Kentucky fans are tired of us calling his name. Well, then you better guard him, because this guy has just done work, man, all through the night. He's done it in multiple ways. With the ball, without the ball, hustle plays, tough plays. As a result, Tennessee on the road in Rupp with a 4-point lead.
This is Fulkerson's night in a nutshell. He's got that incredibly high release. And when they needed a play, let alone a shot, but a play, whether it's an assist, a rebound, keeping it alive, he's done it on every occasion.
Rick Barnes has called his number, and he's put him at the top and let him be a driver. He's let him get to the ball up on the rim to create weak side rebounds. What a performance by John Fulkerson on the road against the size and the length of the Kentucky front line.
Kentucky team that came into tonight 24-5, 14-2. They rarely, if ever, lose to an unranked opponent on this floor. Under Cal, they are 161-5. So Tennessee is trying to do what very few teams have been able to do. Come into Rupp Arena unranked and knock off a John Calipari Kentucky team.
Tennessee with a chance to go to 9-8 and 17-13 overall, with Auburn coming on Saturday in Knoxville. And all of a sudden, they win those 2 ball games, and Joe Lunardi in the bunker is going to be saying, hold up just a second. And you've got to get it in right now. They just ripped Bowden across the top of that 1-4 set. Very well done.
Maxey with the foul, and that will send Josiah Jordan-James, the freshman from Charleston, South Carolina, to the free throw line. He is a 77.5% free throw shooter. And again, you kind of harp a little bit on Kentucky's inability to put a team away.
Yeah.
The Cats led this one by 17 in the second half.
I just think that's a sign going forward that you have to be concerned with if you're Kentucky. And you bring the hammer and keep the hammer down.
Five-point lead, 47 seconds to go. Higgins throws an alley-oop that was deflected and turnover. He thought he had Nick Richards, he didn't. And with 37.4 to go, Tennessee will go to the line. Montgomery picks up his 4th.
Ravi, the play by Vescovi was top level because he was put at a disadvantage with a small on a big, but he got in the completely front position and just ate the play up.
Kentucky came into this one, Jimmy, having won 8 in a row. And they're moving, as you said, with the arrow pointing up. I did not see this coming tonight.
Well, I saw the possibility of it Saturday in Knoxville when Tennessee played as well as they did against Florida. Now, this game's not over, but Tennessee deserves to win this game right now with 37 seconds to go.
Maxey again, Kentucky's second time now. They've come down the floor and looked confused. Quickly's 3, way off, and that's...
Ravi, there was 16 seconds on the shot clock.
That is going to put Kentucky in a terrible spot, and Tennessee up 7 with 23 to go.
Talk about just coming completely unraveled.
That's what happened here.
We've seen it. And a big question mark now for Kentucky going forward.
Led by 17, Big Blue Nation starts to empty the seats at Rupp Arena in a rare and really surprising loss at the hands of the Tennessee Volunteers, unranked 8-8 in conference. And to your point, Lunardi's going to have to, not like we're telling him, he knows what he's going to do, but a win over Kentucky, you get Auburn, you improve your seed in the SEC tournament, and maybe you go there and make some noise.
Rick Barnes has had to remake his team 4 or 5 times this year, and a remarkable job that he has done. But to come in this building when everything was going Kentucky's way, it seemed like early. But Kentucky, they're just a young team that cannot put people away.
Six-point game, 14 to go. And the foul will send Jordan Bowden to the line. Think about where Fulkerson was last year in the shadows of all the great players that Tennessee had. Schofield, Grant Williams, who plays regularly for the Celtics, Jordan Bone,
Al Alexander, yes,
is the star of stars tonight.
Ravi, you said in the first half, John Fulkerson just keeping Tennessee in the game, and he pushed Tennessee to a 7-point lead. He gave Kentucky bigs problems all night long. Calipari told Marty at halftime, we can't guard Fulkerson, and they couldn't guard him in the second half either.
significantly undersized relative to Montgomery and Richards. Maxey, he launches a three, no good. And that is going to wind this one down and out. Tennessee on the road rocks them at Rupp, 81-73.